So talk about special treats. Jeff Mayweather popped in the building. We had an interview scheduled with him a week from now, but he's like, yo, gentlemen, let's talk some boxing. So we're going to go ahead and get the legendary trainer, Jeff Mayweather, in the building. Jeff, are you available?
I guess so. I've been here for an hour.
Jeff, what's going on?
No, not too much.
How's the new gym?
It's going well. The gym's already been open, but we had the grand opening for the. Oops, I'm sorry.
So you had the grand opening?
Yeah, we just had the grand opening for the name change. So basically now the gym is the Jeff Mayweather International Training Center.
And you got a sign up and everything?
Yeah, I got to sign up.
Nice,
Well,
nice.
And my picture.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Nice, man. So when was the official grand opening?
I think it was last week.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know you did send me a message. I think we were in San Diego.
Yeah, it was right before the Canelo fight, right?
Yeah,
that's why. Yeah, day before.
yeah.
Yeah, we was in San Diego. We was in San Diego. But Jeff, talk to us. What was the vision, in having your own gym, and obviously, what's the future like with the gym?
Yeah. I want to change this question. I'm gonna steal your question. Why leave the infamous Mayweather gym? I mean, wouldn't you get more opportunity there because that's your last name and people already know it?
Well, I mean, I've been left Floyds Gym.
I know, but why? We want that story.
Well, I mean, my thing is that I just train fighters wherever I want to train them, and basically, and I started out. I didn't even start out in Floyd's Gym, and once I got to Floyd's Gym, I was there for quite some time, and then once again I branched out and I started training fighters because I was one of those trainers that I would end up at 4 or 5 different gyms in one day. So, but now it's kind of like it's good to be able to be, have all my fighters under one roof, and basically, and it wasn't like I went and bought a gym.
Mm-hmm.
I was blessed. The gym was already open, and they wanted
You partner with them.
Yeah, to partner with them and to, hopefully make the gym much more profitable and things like that. And
it's a huge facility.
Yeah, it's extremely huge. And believe
you
me,
could fit about, what would you say, Danny? I think 8 Mayweather boxing clubs inside of your gym.
Yeah, that's true. But the thing is that the guy's great that actually does, is the owner of the gym. And he actually, he came to me and asked me, would I be the face of the gym? And I said, yeah. But I said, being the face of the gym, I want to be more than just the face of the gym. I actually want to help this gym grow and, and make it profitable for everybody. And so I came up with different tournaments, amateur tournaments where we'll be fighting international, not just local
but holding them in the facility.
Right, inside the facility.
Beautiful.
We'll be fighting like Canada, the UK, different parts of Canada as well. And we're also working on Vegas versus New York. And I'm sure eventually we're going to work on Vegas versus California because that's close enough. And so we're doing things like that, and then we're doing other things that I used to do when I was at Floyd's Gym. We're going to have like different training camps that are going to be there. And also we have an event where there's boxers versus bosses. And that's like prominent businessmen get a chance to actually box against real boxers. And I've been doing that for like...
Why the hell would a blue-collar corporate America dude want to get in with a real boxer?
No, because it's about entertaining more so than beating up each other. It's not, you know.
It ain't entertaining for me to get my ass whooped by a boxer.
No, see, I've been doing this myself for like about 7 years.
Okay.
I have a good friend that has a like it's a facility for older people that you know, are dealing with, you know, major issues, health issues. And so we do it in of course we get the proceeds to the venue. I mean, not to the venue, but to his cause.
Yeah, the charity.
Yeah, the charity. And so, and like I said, I've been doing that for like 7 years. And put it this way, we've been doing it for 7 years. I've lost 3 times. So.
Oh wait, you fought in it?
Yeah, I fight in it every year.
What?
Yes.
Wait, so you got headgear on?
Yeah, it's headgear.
What size gloves? 16s?
16s.
Oh, okay.
No, I think we had 10. We had 10.
What?
Yeah.
Jeff, ain't you too old to be getting hit with 10s?
He say I ain't get hit.
I don't really get hit.
Oh, you nice.
Wait
like
a
that.
second. No.
You a Mayweather.
Well, no. Maybe a little bit of that. But also, I'm a boxer.
Yeah.
He's a business owner.
Yeah. Stay in your lane. I hear you. So are you training amateurs or you're just training professionals?
Well, actually, right now I'm training more amateurs than I am pros.
Okay.
Currently, I really only have one pro right now, and he's fighting July 23rd. In Dallas. So I'm doing a lot of back and forth work with Dallas, you know, with their new promotion they got out there.
Davies Entertainment? No, that's San Antonio.
No, Kingdom Boxing.
Okay. Kingdom Boxing.
Yeah, they just had the show with Hadley.
Okay, Charles Hadley. Okay.
Yeah.
I seen that.
Yeah.
I seen that.
So you got a lot of work going on with them, Jeff, is what you're saying? A lot of fights, okay.
Yeah, I mean, not only just fights. Last time I was there, I wasn't even there for boxing. I was there doing commentary.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So basically, hopefully, you know, it continues to grow.
Absolutely.
Maybe one day I might be on Showtime or something.
That's right.
Or maybe HBO
comes back. Let's go.
I would love to see Jeff
speak
Mayweather.
It into the universe, man. Got to
do it.
speak it into the universe without a doubt. You want it to come true for sure.
But Jeff, we've had some pretty big fights recently that I wanted to.
Yeah, because you had our video with you talking about Canelo is still going, but he lost, man.
Yes.
You didn't think he would lose.
Well, no, I didn't. And I mean, be honest, this Bivol, I knew nothing about. Mm-hmm. And so
you've never watched him before then?
Never, ever. I heard about him. I did hear about him because my friend, good friend of mine in Texas named James Brown, he said, Canelo's getting beat.
Oh, wow.
And because he was in training, he had a fighter that was in training camp with Bivol. And so he knew about Bivol. I knew nothing about him.
So you watched him though?
I watched the fight. Yeah.
Were you impressed immediately?
Yes.
With the jab and his, you know, whatever he did, or did it take some rounds?
No, I mean, what impressed me most about him was that he was fearless and Canelo couldn't hurt him. And if you got a person that not scared of you and you can't hurt him, chances are you ain't gonna win.
What did you think about him using that 1-2-1 versus using 1-2-3? For me, I felt like he was doing 1-2-1 to stay away from Canelo and not receive that left hook counter. Because if you do 1-2-3, he's gonna end up hooking with Canelo.
Right.
Did you like that?
Well, I mean,
because I was begging for a left hook. I ain't gonna front. Even though I knew what he was doing it for, I'm like, fuck, it's getting boring with this 1-2-1. Like,
yeah.
I wanted a hook. And then when he led with the hook, he would miss. He was horrible with his hook if it wasn't a 1-2-3.
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, I was extremely impressed because the one thing that he also did was basically whenever Canelo did something, he did more.
Mm-hmm.
So
definitely outworked Canelo.
He never allowed Canelo to land maybe a good combination without coming right back.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it was an amazing fight to me.
Should Canelo take the rematch, or should he just?
Nope. The one thing is this, like I said, the guy's not afraid of you, and the guy took your best shot. You never hurt him. So why fight him again?
So what they're saying is Bivol and his team before the fight was made had even gone out there to say, we'll come to 168. We can make 168. We'll come to 168. Obviously, Canelo is still undisputed at 68. Does it make sense for that fight to happen at 68 if you're Bivol?
It really doesn't.
You get all the belts.
But don't get me wrong. He's not doing it for necessarily to basically, I don't think he's doing it just to win the title. I'm thinking he's doing it to take the fame away from Canelo and making everybody thinking Canelo was invincible and that he was never going to get beat again. And I think that he wants to show that, forget about Canelo. I'm the new face.
So if you're Canelo, if it's at 168 or 175, if you're Canelo's and his team, do you take that fight?
Nope.
Not even at 68?
Nope.
So, Jeff, Canelo himself told Eddie Hearn, he said, I won't lose again. And he's talking about the rematch.
Mm-hmm.
So, sounds like he wants it. Do you think that experience showed him what he needs to see? Could he adjust? And he's like, well, I should have did this. Because he was targeting the arm. As you can see, Bivol's arm is fucked up, but it didn't get to the point where Callum Smith's arm where he kept punching and he can use it.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think Canelo can change the game plan and get a win, or you think it's not a good idea?
I just think that this guy is just better than Canelo. And I mean, and he, like I said, if you can't hurt me, you ain't, what can you do?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that Canelo can do. And I think that Canelo is just being proud and saying that, yeah, okay, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But he don't really want that fight.
Well, damn. Do you think now watching this Bivol fight, does Charlo, Jamal become more dangerous? Is he now, is he a threat to Canelo in your opinion, Charlo?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that because, I mean, Canelo was fighting a guy that was bigger and a guy that, like I said, that, that he couldn't hurt. But I don't know if him and Charlo fights that, it's going to be the same. I think that, and Charlo's smaller than him. So I don't think that Charlo's going to just jump up and wait and do anything to dominate Canelo, no.
I got Jason coming in. He's one of our Patreons. He says, I think 140 is about to heat up. A lot of rising talent like Keyshawn Davis, Gary A. Russell, which is Antoine, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, once he moves up, etc. In your opinion, who will be on the top of the 140-pound division?
I don't know. That's tough to choose.
And then now they're saying apparently Josh Taylor's not moving up and instead of going to stay.
Beautiful. I love when guys stick and stay. You don't have to move up.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the not moving up is because there's so many big names coming down there. There's money there.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously with Josh being...
Yeah, but there's bigger names at 47 for Josh. But not that he can get them.
Not with Top Rank, though. And I think that's the issue, right? Like, obviously they just had Crawford. If they couldn't get him big fights, why would they be able to get Josh big fights? So
true.
I think it's more of the Top Rank thing. But, Jeff... Well, I wanted to bring up obviously what the show's about because him being.
Oh yes, you've trained Devin Haney. Did you hear the news?
What?
That Beautiful. They're not allowing Bill to enter Australia.
Well, I already knew that. That's not a surprise.
What you mean it's not a surprise?
He got too many legal issues in the past.
So you knew of Mr. Haney's past?
Yeah.
They're saying that.
I mean, it's not.
But Mike Tyson was allowed in 2012, and he was allowed after being a convicted criminal for sure.
Yeah. Well, but I don't know why, but no, I thought that he wouldn't. You know, I never even took the time to take the time to think
that he was
like
going,
that something's going to happen or not. But no, not that he was going, because I know that he was going. He had intentions of going. But I mean, you don't think about that because that's something that you just, okay, well, they're going to Australia. Not, okay, well, Bill is not going to be able to go.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't think about that.
So now that he's not going to be able to go, and you are hearing for the first time that Yoel Judah will play head trainer, Ben Davison was not allowed in the country, Bill hasn't been approved or denied, so he's not in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a tougher fight now for Devin?
Well, I mean, it's a tough fight already, no matter what.
Tougher. Is it tougher now with everything that's happening?
It could be, but also it could be the best thing that ever happened.
How so?
Because sometime when you're put in a position where you have to rise above everything, you do it. And I mean, and that's the position he's in now. And it's kind of funny because I think, was it on this show where I said that I didn't think Devin was gonna get a fair decision?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then I looked on YouTube, right? And then it was like Devin was saying I was a hater.
Oh, you know? Wow, Devin said that?
Yeah, and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm not no damn hater.
Yeah,
I'm just keeping it real because that's just if Floyd fought Manny Pacquiao in the Philippines when they fought, even though Floyd beat his ass almost every round, he still wouldn't have got no decision.
Shit, when Floyd fought Canelo in Las Vegas, he got a fucking draw in one scorecard.
Exactly, but you know, and so basically, I mean, why am I hating on you? I'm not hating on you. I'm talking about the situation.
Fighters can't take criticism these days. If you don't think they're gonna win, you're automatically hating and against them too.
Right.
It's not right.
Right. I mean, how am I against you? I mean, I trained you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I mean, hopefully, me saying this motivates you and to a victory.
Yeah.
You know, and so you can say, Jeff, shut the fuck up.
Well, let's hope he says that, because again, once you pick a side, they don't even fuck with you no more.
No, right. But well, I was gonna ask, his father, right, being the first in the corner, as of right now, not able to go. Ben Davison, the second, which if my understanding, as far as I know, he is not gonna be able to go. Like, he's denied. Bill isn't denied, but he's not approved. Hence why they didn't allow him on the plane. But if you're Devin, do you feel like, because Bill told us, he told us yesterday, he's like, look, at the end of the day, I've taught him, there's nothing more I can teach him in these last 2 weeks. I can just be there. You know, it's time for him, like, he gets in the ring by himself, you know.
Which is true.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, it's always good to have that familiar voice when you come back to that corner. How important is it coming back to the corner in a situation like this where he's going to have an entire country rooting against him?
Well, I mean, it's major. It's major.
I didn't want to hear you say that.
No, it's major because the one thing is this: if you have 60,000 people all reacting to anything that Cambosos do, those judges are gonna be a little scared, and they're gonna be like, okay, well, anything, and the difference is this. It's not like Cambosos is a walkover. You're in a real fucking fight anyway. Now, you're in a real fight in somebody's backyard. That makes it altogether different. That means that you damn near got to knock him out. And if you don't knock him out or beat him almost every single round, you ain't going to have no belt when you come back.
Jeff, for Haney coming out victorious, what does that do for his legacy, right? Because he would be the youngest undisputed champion in the 4-belt era. And I mean, obviously not the youngest champion in boxing, but one of, What does that do for his legacy at only 23 years old?
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, a long, long time ago, even when I was training, when I first started training Devin, I mean, he was a kid that was, I mean, he just naturally just caught on to everything. And I even told his dad, I said, one day your son gonna be champion. You know, and it happened, and it happened soon. I didn't think that when it happened that, wait a second, it happened too fast. I just thought that, okay, it's time, you know? I mean, because Devin was that good, you know, when he was that young. He was that good. So, I mean, I don't have nothing bad to say about him or anything, you know? I mean, of course, like you say, if you say anything negative about someone, you know, the first thing they're gonna do is act like you hating on them, but I'm not hating on you. I'm talking about your situation you put yourself in. And what you gotta realize is this. From what I heard, I'm not 100% sure, but the even if he wins against Kambosos, he's gotta go back to fight there again.
Unless
what kind of deal is that?
I hear you. Unless
he vacates, retires like Floyd did Oscar.
No, he ain't finna retire as young as he is.
Floyd ain't stay retired. He got out that deal and that's it.
Yeah.
So that's all he got. Plus he could move up. He ain't got to do none of those. He could just move up. I can't make 135 no more. You ain't getting no rematch. See me at 140.
That's true. But I mean, that'd be the safest way to do it. But the thing is that what I'm saying is that, but in being put in that position, you know, I mean, to take a deal like that, you know. But
I'm so happy that you're saying that because people don't understand that. We've talked about that so much, and people are like, "Oh, shut up! He won it Undisputed. He's got it. He's got to take it how it." And it's like these are some unfair circumstances for Undisputed, man.
Sure are.
And then go back a second time, and now your third fight, a potential pay-per-view with Lomachenko.
Who's doing what exactly? Why is Loma the caveat somehow? But I got a few more for you. Ruin 504. You guys are?
No.
Ruin 504 says, what's the most challenging thing about training boxers nowadays?
Well, I mean, to me, is basically, I mean, always when I train fighters, I mean, I don't just think boxing. Like I said, I mean, I'm more like a life coach when I train my fighters. So, I mean, I try to see what's going on in their head because a lot of times not knowing what's going on inside their heads can, you know, show up on fight night, you know, and if somebody's really going through something, I mean, I have basically, like I said, a relationship with my fighters that if something's going wrong, they're going to let me know.
I have Dr. Mofongo in Long Island, New York. He says, thanks for being on the #1 boxing podcast in the universe. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on the following. If Canelo was one of your fighters, what would you advise him to do next? Take the Bivol rematch or fight someone else? If it's Bivol, what weight would you choose for him to fight him at? If not Bivol, then who would you have him face? Thank you. So you pretty much answered that, except who should he face?
Yeah, I mean,
if you don't want him to fight Bivol.
Well, I mean, I think that if he does fight anyone, he's still gonna have to prove something. It's either gonna have to be Benavidez or it's gonna have to be Charlo. So either one of those fights are gonna be very tough for him.
He's with Dazn, so it can't be either of them fights. It's gonna have to be somebody on Dazn.
They had already scheduled Gennady for September before the Bivol fight. Obviously, you know, they weren't expecting Canelo to lose, right. But he's supposed to fight Triple G in September.
Well, I mean, the Triple G thing now after being beat really don't mean that much. It would have been a great deal if, you know, if Canelo would have won.
See, I thought it was the opposite. Because I thought going into the Bivol, before Canelo lost, and, you know, I get that Triple G just got done with the Marauder unification. But I saw that fight, and going into the Canelo fight with Bivol, I was like, yo, Canelo stops Gennady if they fight again. Obviously, I don't feel that, I don't know that happens in the trilogy if they do fight, but I think that because Canelo lost, in the eyes of the public, because most people feel Triple G was past the hill. In the eyes of the public, I think that more people are now going to believe it's a closer fight. It's a more 50-50 fight.
I don't think so.
No?
Because Triple G is not the same fighter as Bivol. So I can't judge what Bivol did to Canelo and say that just because he got beat by him.
That's because you're logical. It's funny because everybody thinks now that Bivol beat Canelo, anybody will beat Canelo.
Right, exactly. I mean, and I don't think that. I thought that Canelo beat Triple G both times.
So.
And I mean, I felt that he beat him fairly easy.
The second time.
Yeah, the second time was real easy. But even the first time when people thought that Triple G won, I didn't.
Me neither.
You know, and so I think that fighting Triple G, it'll be great as a comeback fight.
Yeah, it'll get him back in the win column.
Yeah, it'll
with a big name.
Exactly. But the thing is that, but will he still be the monster that everybody thought he was? No. That monster.
If he stops Gennady, I think he.
No, I think he's saying is Triple G gonna be the monster?
Oh,
right?
oh.
That's what you were saying.
No.
Canelo.
He mean Canelo.
I'm thinking Canelo because I mean what I'm saying is that now that people seen him get beat by Bivol and pretty easily beat by Bivol, that now he's not the Canelo that everybody thought he was, even what I thought he was. Right. Just because I didn't know nothing about Bivol is the only reason why. I basically said what I said because I knew nothing about the guy, But, the thing is that, like I said, I don't think that him beating Gennady is really going to mean anything. It'll be great for him. But, and he'll be back winning, but he's not going to be the Canelo that everybody thought he was.
So in your opinion, you think since this loss took place, he has to fight Charlo or Benavidez to get his name back where it was?
I think so. I mean, I think that he's going to have a fight where people think that he's going to lose again. But he got to show them that he's not, that he still can win. And he still can win against big names, and especially since everybody thinks that Benavidez has always had a chance of beating him. I think that will be the ideal fight.
I have David Maldonado, New York City says, how would you rank the top greatest welterweights of the past 50 era? Top 10 greatest welterweights of the past 50 years. This guy's crazy.
Damn.
I know. No, and we always laugh at his question because he be wanting you to go so deep into history or hypotheticals.
I can't go back that far. I don't know boxing that long.
Let me reword this question. Spencer Bud, who you got? Spencer Crawford, who you got, Jeff?
That's a coin toss.
Toin? A coin?
Yeah, a coin toss.
He had me repeat it.
He said a coin toss.
You see, it's that deep that I don't even know how to say it.
It is a tough fight to pick.
I think it's gonna be a great fight.
Wait. Didn't you have an opinion? Like you thought Earl was probably less than after the accident, didn't you?
No, but I mean, Earl proved with the Ugas fight that he's back.
So he shocked you.
I think that he's all the way back now.
So he shocked you because you didn't think he would be.
Yeah, he definitely shocked me. And I mean, I was very impressed.
Let me ask you, yesterday, who did we speak to, Danny? We were in Robert Garcia's gym in California, and Robert Sr. and Jr. both think that the Ugas win is better than the Castaño win. The dude Jamel just beat. And is better than Oscar Valdez win. The dude Shakur just beat. Like, whose win is greater? Is Jermell Charlo over Castaño, who he just beat Saturday?
For Undisputed.
You know what? I think I understand why they say Earl Spence's win was better. Because of the things that happened in the past. And he overcame it against a guy who just beat Manny Pacquiao. And he beat him convincingly, beat him very easily. And so I think that's what it is, where people think that, that's why they put his fight above all the other fights.
We got James Valdez, San Antonio, Texas. Mickey Bay versus Tevin Farmer. Who wins and how?
I don't really know. Mickey hasn't been active in years, many years.
His last fight was against George Kambosos, which that went split decision.
Which ain't bad.
Well, I mean,
and that was his first fight in like 2.5 years.
I mean, he had a little tune-up in Mexico.
Yeah, a little warm rounder.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's a tough fight to call. And it's a fight that really
both of them inactive.
Anything.
I mean, it's a good fight.
Do you think?
But I'm saying it's a good fight. But is it going to lead to anything though?
I mean, Tevin was in talks with Ryan. Ryan turned it down and ended up fighting Emmanuel to go. So if Tevin could keep a win, he might be back in talks with Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I trained Mickey Bay, and Mickey, I mean, he's a great fighter. But I don't know. I mean, I would lean toward him.
Do you think Mickey Bay has learned enough to pass down that Mayweather tutelage? Has he been with the three of you long enough to soak in and pass on?
I'm not sure, but I mean, he trained Devin Haney.
Yeah.
So I mean, and but Devin has a whole lot of trainers too. Mm-hmm. So I don't necessarily know, but I know Mickey was a great fighter. I mean, an amazing amateur, and as a pro, I mean, he still became world champion. As
a trainer yourself, what do you think of Bill Haney's, I guess, the method to his madness, right? Like, he put his son with you, with your brother. Obviously, Floyds Jr. has worked with Devin. He's worked with Virgil, Ben Davis, and Mickey Bay, Gerald McCullen, Mike McCullen, excuse me. So many people where one would say he's confusing the kid. Others, like Bill himself, say he's learned a little bit from Jeff, Floyd Sr., Virgil, and he takes that and he makes it all his own. But you can see little things from each of those trainers.
Like Bill actually broke down to us what he learned, what he's been able to take from you, what he's been able to take from Virgil, what he's been able to take. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, this isn't, any specific style. This is from all the years of working with, world-class trainers. So what do you think of that?
Yeah, so my question basically is, does that make a fighter better, or does it hurt him because he's confused?
I mean, I think it only helps him if the fighter himself can process it in the way that it's being delivered from whoever training him. Because most of the time, when a kid trains with so many different people, everyone is trying to teach their own style of training on that kid. But I mean, don't get me wrong, Devin has a very high IQ of boxing, and I think that Devin probably is one kid that probably can take a little bit from everybody and process it in the fight.
I got the best dad ever in Baltimore. Tank versus Rolly. True thoughts on this fight. How is it ending?
I think it's going to end in a knockout for sure. I mean, Rolly has a puncher's chance. And Gervonta is basically, he's a much better fighter. I mean, the whole package. Because he can box and he can punch, and Rolly has a puncher's chance because his boxing skill and his boxing IQ is not that high.
I have Alejandro Corona. Well, before we move on, have you ever watched Rolly spar, and do you believe the hype of his power? He likes to tell people he's the biggest puncher in the world. He's also has mentioned that he is the self-proclaimed this generation's Roberto Duran. Obviously, Roberto Duran's nickname was Mano de Piedra, hands of stone. So, like, is his power real?
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I was impressed with Rolly when I first seen him come to the Mayweather gym. You know, because, I mean, he was in there sparring with some decent fighters, and he was more than holding his own with them. So, yes, I think that his power is real, but at the same time, I don't know how real his power is until I actually get a chance to see against somebody like a Tank. Because in his career so far, I don't think that he's fought anybody, that's really world class. So, I mean, I can't judge him. I can't judge it by him being the guy that he's supposed to beat.
I have Alejandro Corona, who says, who was your toughest fight and who hit you the hardest?
My toughest fight was against some guy I don't even know. It was some Mexican champion that I fought, and I don't know. I had an off night, and the fight was very, very tough. It was, and actually it was on ESPN. But the hardest punch I ever took was from Todd Foster.
I got Dom in Seattle. He says, since King-Bivol beat Canelo, can Canelo be a king? I had that win locked in. I heard you didn't. So does Bivol beat Andre Ward?
I don't think so.
Even off of the inconsistent? I mean, no activity.
Oh, you talking about fighting him now? If you're talking about fighting him now, maybe, yeah. But I'm talking about prime for prime. Mm-hmm. No, I don't think so.
All right, we got Mike D that says, salute. What do you think about the recent news? You just answered Devin and his father situation. Let me refresh, see if any are new. Yes, Justin White says, who would you like to see Keith Thurman fight next? Thank you to Ness, Rinwalk, and Jeff.
Well, from what I'm hearing, he's supposed to be fighting Ennis. And I would love to see that fight.
Why? Why is everybody excited about that fight? Do you think Keith's 100%?
What, 100%?
Back, 100%. Is he 100%?
I don't know if he's 100%
See, no one
back.
cares. They just want to see Ennis knock somebody out. Like, why waste a good fighter like that?
No, but I think that because Earl and
they're busy.
They're he needs somebody. And he needs a name.
But Keith is like halfway broken.
But well, he need to get all the way broken then. He got a name and he's gonna get paid.
That's crazy. I hear you. He is gonna get paid. That'll be his retirement fight. Hopefully not, though. Young Tigre in San Antonio says, if Kambosos wins, what does that do for his legacy?
It probably makes him, of course, the greatest fighter
in Australia.
Ever in Australia,
would he be over Finnick? Hell yeah, Finnick ain't win that many titles, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
what about?
And I don't think he was ever.
What about Costa Zoo? Did Costa Zoo ever win that many titles?
No, he never went undisputed either.
So Devin's, Kambosos' win over Devin and or Tio would be greater than Tim Costa Zoo's win over Zab?
Yeah, it was just for a regular title.
Hey, listen, I got to ask because I value titles. See, I hate arguing pound for pound, even though I love it because I get to debate with so many people. But I hate it because, people pick and choose how they put a person on pound for pound. I like to use titles won,
right?
Titles defended, titles unified, things like that. The accolades you've done in the sport to put you in that position. Like I see a lot of people have Earl as high as top 5. And he's only unified one division. He hasn't moved up. Whereas a Shakur's moved up 2 divisions, been a champion at 2 divisions.
Right.
Usyk, undisputed one, unified another. So, I don't know. But that is all our questions, Jeff. Anything you want to announce? What is your schedule? When can people go to your gym and actually train with you? What's your schedule like?
Well, I usually get to my gym at about a little after 3.
Okay.
But the gym is actually open from 9 to 9. So, I mean, you have a big window if you want to just come in and train. And I mean, like I said, there's a little bit of everything there, you know, combat sports, and there's coaches there if you need it.
For sure. Well, any social media?
The real Jeff Mayweather, right?
Yeah.
The real Jeff
And
Mayweather.
the address to the gym?
Is 770 Dean Martin Drive, Suite 304.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick intermission, and we'll be right back.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, from title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.